this is not gonna be a good video, a good quality video, because I'm more worried about what I'm doing here. I've never brewed any beer before, and I am doing it with this stuff today, first time. Hey, welcome to my video. I'm Mike. I am not a brewer. I am doing this for the very first time. And I've decided to use this equipment, which is, I don't know, it could be a little bit more. I'm doing all grain brewing, which is obviously the most, all this stuff looks more advanced than what I should be doing. But this is what I'm gonna do. And so I figured I'd film it. And you know, I've done research, but obviously I'm gonna screw stuff up, but I learned about it and I'm gonna use this. So these are my two items. Obviously not gonna use this on the table because this gets really high. I'm gonna put it down on the ground. And it's also this table, I don't know, it seems like it's gonna fall over at any moment, and I don't want that either. I'm gonna do a 3 gallon, or 11 liter, whatever it is. All the recipes are in gallons. I have to convert it, which is annoying because eventually I'm gonna start putting in like 20 gallons of something when I'm supposed to be putting liters. So, yeah, anyway, here we go. All right, so I've added in the water, and actually I'm gonna put in one of these Camden tablets, but I don't know how much. I heard something like half a tablet. I've got not that much water in here. That's the other thing. Ooh. Because it's only a 3 gallon batch, I'm just gonna stick with gallons right now because that's what the recipe says. And I go back and forth between these measurements anyways. I put the water in, and I'm not one for calculations in my own head, so I looked it up online, and website told me to put in about 8 liters. Oh, here I go. So I did this part in liters. I ended up putting 8 liters in first, and it just did not look like a lot of water. And I know that it's not a big batch, but I ended up putting 2 more liters in, so I started with 10 liters. And then I'm gonna put in another 8 when I do the sparge. And that's the thing that I'm not really sure on how to know what to do, but I know what I'm supposed to have, about just over 4.25 gallons of wort at the end before into the pre-boil, before it boils. So I guess I gotta just try and make sure I get about that much in there. Right now I'm just waiting for it to heat up to the temperature that I will put the grain in. And I've got 6 pounds of grain, and I put some rice hulls mixed in with there. I don't know if it's necessary for this batch, but heard it's apparently a good idea, so I just thought I'd do it. Yeah, it stops the pump from, maybe it stops, I don't know what it does. Apparently it's good. I also got this thing when I initially bought the stuff, which is the for checking the gravity. I forgot what it's called. And then I ended up getting this one because I was like, oh, this one was cheap. Not so cheap, but why not? Seems easier. And you know, I think that one there, you have to wait for it to cool down. I don't think I do with this one, but anyway. I probably still will, because I haven't Googled every single thing. There's one tablet. Do I dare? Oh. Maybe I should be Googling this. This guy says, I've been using a half tablet for my 5 gallon batches. If you've never used it before, why start now? Having issues with taste? Well, I heard that if you're using tap water, it cuts out the chlorine or whatever. And I at least want to try to have a good one when I first do it. Break it. Oh, that was easy. Oh, it's easy. Here we go, off to a great start. I broke the pill in half. I got this plastic thing. Apparently this is not the greatest because once it gets warm, it's too soft. This is the thing I cheaped out on. I got all these things, but this, I'm not gonna buy stainless steel. Cheaped out. Doesn't make sense actually, now that I think about it. So, I'm just gonna drop this tablet in. I don't know if I should have crushed it. Probably should have crushed it. It's just sitting there. All right, almost we're pretty much at the temperature where I'm gonna be adding this in. This is it. I'm gonna start pouring this stuff in and then stirring it up, make sure it's not clumping up. And then I'll start recirculating in apparently in about 10 minutes after that. And hopefully there's enough water in there. This might be a thick paste, but we'll see. Ready for this? I'm nervous about doing this. Actually, it doesn't look like it's going to be a thick paste. Looks good. This is easy. There's still quite a bit to go in. Kind of looks like when you're making porridge, but you put too much water in. Starting to feel like those guys I watched on YouTube. Just supposed to make sure there's no balls of dry grain. Dole balls is what they call them. What the industry guys call it. Watch out for those every video. Watch out for those dough balls. But I mean, obviously it's a thing you got to do. I know I should be getting other shots, but honestly, if I keep doing this, I'll get better shots. But this time I just want to concentrate on what I'm doing because I'll forget something if I haven't already. I'll film a little bit with my phone. Well, hey, look at this. I got another camera right here. Here we go. Why I didn't think of that, I don't know. Because I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm starting a timer on my phone too. One hour. It's dropped down to 65, which is actually what I think I wanted it to be at. Because when you put the grains in, temperature drops. And I'm going to start the pump. I think that's closed, so I want to open that. Oh, look at that. I got some grain in there already. I see, notice my, what do you call these things? Dips, pull-ups, leg raises. I'm an expert, about the same level. I can't really do any pull-ups. I use the bands. You don't need to know this stuff, but got a few random hobbies. This, might have seen the speed bag. Maybe I'll show you a little bit of that while we're waiting. There's a lot of waiting. If you're wondering what it smells like, it does smell like, kind of like if you walked into a stable, horse stable, and they're like feeding the horses grain, wet grains. All right, so this comes up. Let that drain. And then we're gonna slowly pour this in. I think I'm supposed to have like a better thing to do this, but you just want to gradually dump this in. At least it sounds like it's going through. I don't know if I'm supposed to be running the pump. No, I can't be running the pump because it wouldn't reach. All right, I gotta check this actually. I don't know if I need this much water. Forgot, I was gonna check that. I hope I didn't put I hope I don't have way too much water in there now. I should have checked it. Although, I'm supposed to have over 4 gallons pre-boil. So, I'll just wait till that drains, see if I can see the markings for how much water is in there. This is the one thing I don't get about the way they designed this. It'd be nice to know. I'll just wait. Wait till it's done draining. does that say? Oh yeah, I do need more. I think I have it at the right level. It could be a little bit high actually now, but we'll see. I don't know how this works. If it ends up being a lighter beer than what it was supposed to be, I don't care. Maybe I'll put this on here to help it get to a boil. Now I'm just waiting for it to get up to the boil. But you don't, do I want the pump on? You don't want the lid on there when it's boiling, apparently. So again, I'm gonna put the timer on my phone because I don't know how to read this thing yet. Another hour of boiling. I'm sure it'll get steamy in here. That's the other thing I'm gonna have to figure out. I've got a fan that I can put on. Yeah, I didn't know how any of this was gonna go. I don't know how steamy. A lot of people do this outside. It's kind of cold right now. I could do it out on the deck, but it's a little bit cold. And I didn't really want to do it out in the open. All right, so it's just about to reach a boil. It's just about there. Of course, I don't know, I started messing around with this thing and now I can't see the temperature and I don't know how to get back to that screen. And when I was hitting the buttons, it was like, are you sure? It was like wanting me, it was like I was exiting out of the whole thing, and then I start panicking, and then I'm like, no, I don't want to exit out. So I tried to get back to where I was. The thing is, it starts the cycle. So I've set the boil to an hour. So that step is boil for an hour, but the step on the program is it starts the timer of an hour as it's trying to reach the boil. So it's like it's like halfway already. So it's probably been heating up for like 30 minutes to get to the boil. And I can't see the temperature anymore. I guess getting to that hot point and getting boiling point is two different things. But it was last time I checked, it was at 90 Celsius. It's getting cold in here with this fan. Maybe I'll turn that off for now. 95. Let's get to 96. When we get to a boil, I will be adding these hops. Hop pellets. Celea Noble hops. They boil for an hour. Just starting. You call that a boil? Yeah, I guess that's boiling. All right. So, start the timer. One hour, start. And time to add these babies. All right, we got there. Look at that, I cut it right where it's still not open. Rookie mistake. And drop those babies in. There we go. Look at that boil. Watch me drop my phone in there. Boiling really nice. All right, so while that's boiling, I got sanitizer in the fermenter and shook it around, checking for any, I put some pressure in there, make sure there's no leaks coming out of the bottom, because last time I tested this thing out, I didn't have any leaks when I finally got it figured out, but some of the stuff wasn't tight enough and it starts leaking. And I got, so when I'll take this stuff out of here into this is my main keg. So I've got two mini fridges. This fits perfectly in my new one. And I may get one more of these, but it's a little bit smaller. And I have another mini fridge that this wouldn't fit in. And the one that's a little bit smaller might fit in it sideways or something. And then I would be able to do I'd be able to do like these 3-gallon batches and keep them in my fridge. Can't really do, I don't know if I can do the 5-gallon because I don't have enough space to keep that stuff. So I'm doing the 3 gallons, but we'll see what happens. The thing with the hose, the chiller, that's the other thing I'm kind of worried about, that I'm gonna somehow screw up. Well, the issue is I've got buckets that I need. The water's gonna go through the coil, and then it's gonna try to cool down this. So it'll get hot, and then that water is gonna empty out into these buckets, which I'm gonna have to, like, once it's full, I have to switch over to another bucket and then drain that bucket out. Keep doing that probably until it cools down. I could be emptying a bunch of buckets. People are gonna be wondering what the heck I'm doing. There's worse things going around in this neighborhood. Okay, sorry, there's work being done out there. I got the garage door open a bit because I got the hose going out there. But I'm about to turn this off. We're done boiling. Turn off the boil. The coil is in there now, so I'm gonna go turn on the. So now I just gotta turn on the hose and run the chiller. I think that's all I have to do now. So that's going on. It's coming down into this bucket, and that's going to keep happening until the temperature goes down. And I'm just going to have to keep switching these buckets out, I guess. It's down to 96. 3/4 of a bucket full of water, which is now warm in there. I gotta get this down to, like, I can't remember, 60? No, less than that. 20, 16. Target 18. 18 Celsius is our target. Oh, I forgot, I can turn on this pump, circulate it. Hopefully speed that up a bit. It's like a whirlpool arm. Now you can see it kind of circulating around. It's supposed to help cool it down. Forgot about that. All right, we made it to 18 Celsius now. I've got to transfer it into the fermenter. Now I've been walking around with this. I don't. All right. So I think this is it. I just pump this in to the fermenter now. Let's give it a shot. Imagine if something happened here and this totally spoiled the whole process. So that's going from there down into there. And we got workers outside. Check this out, by the way, I forgot to show off my socks. Anyway, they're all soaking wet because I spilt all the water. Just about sealed this up without putting the yeast in. So that's the last step. Oh, I also did the final gravity reading with this baby, and it came in at 1050, which is, I think, exactly what, or pretty much right at what it was supposed to be. So that's sweet. That sounds like so far so good to me. So I'm just gonna put this stuff in. I don't know if they like to be referred to as stuff. I don't understand these things, or whatever this is, yeast. I don't get it. And you spray this tube just to be safe. So here goes. And that's it. Now I seal it. Keep this warm for one. I keep it away from the sunlight. I didn't even check how much I have in here. What is it? I've got $11 I think that's exactly what I was hoping for. So again, so far so good. So that's my very first brew day. It's 4 o'clock. I started, I guess that took me about, I don't know, 4 hours. I don't know if that was interesting to watch, but this was a guy doing this for the very first time with this equipment. Just from like watching a bunch of videos. Obviously it's not a complicated thing really. It's not like I'm a chemist or anything, but kind of cool to see, I guess, if someone else was thinking of doing this. And if this works out, I'll try something else. Well, actually, I'm going to try something else anyways. If it doesn't work out, what am I talking about? I'll be doing more of this. So I don't know if I'll be filming it, or maybe if I will film it, maybe I'll do a better job of filming it. because obviously I was not trying to do a good job of filming this. Okay, well, I'll check back and, you know, I'll give an update when I think this is done fermenting, if it does ferment. That's the only other thing that could be wrong here, if it just doesn't even ferment. Then when it's done fermenting, I am going to put it in that keg and the other small thing, or maybe I'll even have another keg by then. And then I'll just go in the fridge and I will bring it to work. See, well, I'll try it. I might not bring it to work if it sucks, but if it's good, well, I'll bring it to work. Okay, see you then.